Hey people, it's Ashley with Music After Dark HTX. I had the absolute best time sitting down with the members of Suffering in Silence. Definitely, you need to catch a show if you have not seen them. That being said, there is a trigger warning attached to this episode. We talked about some things that might make people feel uncomfortable. So, with that being said, please like and subscribe and enjoy the show. Go. Hey people, this is Ashley with Music After Dark HTX. And I always say this, I'm super excited. Really excited, I think more probably about this one than some others, don't get in your feelings. Because I just got to see them at White Oak, which was super cool. No band's ever got me into a show before, so kudos to you guys, that was super dope. So we are going to, just real quick, in case there's people that are watching this that have no clue who you are, first names, positions in the band, and then we'll go ahead and say the name of the band. So,
Micah, bass, Suffering.
Oh, my bad. Darcy, I'm the singer or one of them.
My name's Chris and I play guitar.
and who are we missing? Because when you look at your Facebook page, you guys are, there's a big band. You guys are a larger, I would say, band.
We're supposed to be even more larger because there's another person joining who does turntables and all that shit.
Yeah, and synthesizer stuff.
So
too.
how many people
So-
are in the band?
It will be 7. So that's the person that would be joining would be like the last person. Because we've been looking for that person for the fucking longest time.
So we're missing that guy because we need to train him, the drummer, the other singer, and the other guitar.
Yeah, so it would be Elliot, Reed, and Raymond.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's a big group. I think you're the largest band that I've interviewed. I think you're actually the largest band that I've seen in the local music scene.
Good thing only 3 of us came.
I know, because I was like, so how many are coming tonight? So I'm like,
Yeah.
how are we gonna
Perfect.
set up the room? So, and you guys are
Oh, we're Suffering in Silence.
Suffering in Silence.
Yes.
How long have you guys been together?
We've been together doing shit for about, 2 years now?
Yeah, about 3 years.
But the songs had already been a thing with him and the other guitarist, Raymond. They had these songs, since high school, and they've just been building since then. They wanted to put together a band, but they didn't have, the people that they wanted.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, are you all from Houston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhat, I guess. It's weird because I was actually born in Brownsville, but I came up here
As quick as you could.
maybe after 2nd grade, and then I started living here because my mom moved jobs. So, but yeah.
And you were friends with Raymond? Did y'all know each other
Yeah,
in high school
so-
or something? Or
So it's funny because every time I tell that story, a lot of people kind of freak out about it because.
if you say you guys met on Craigslist,
No,
so,
We met our other singer.
Dude, I know. I
So
have
it
all
was-
these
it was
Craigslist
so-
stories with these bands.
so the
It's
thing
not
that we
safe.
don't ban
Stay
bitches.
off Craigslist.
So,
Oh my God. Watch me
like I
get
said, it's
sponsored
funny
by
when
Craigslist.
I tell the story because everyone sees how Raymond and I are really close friends and stuff because he's my best friend and everything. But originally, I couldn't stand him because he played guitar better than I did, and he started going with my old friend group or our friend group and stuff. So I kept watching him play and it pissed me off every time he played because he was doing a lot of stuff that I could never do. But then I started playing in front of him and he noticed that I could do stuff that he couldn't do, so he's like, how the fuck are you doing that? So after that we started getting together and started writing stuff and realized well shit, I didn't know you could do that, and there was stuff that we did stuff differently that actually made sense together. And
You guys are
it flowed
yin and
well.
yang. Holy shit.
Yeah, and I think I was 16 or 17 when I first met him, and he was 20 or 21. And now I'm
So there's an age difference.
now I'm in 2 months I'm turning 30 and he's turning 34 or 35. Yeah, 34 because my birthday's on the 10th and his is on the 11th. So we're a day apart, and we're a day and 4 years apart.
Dude, that's crazy.
So yeah, I think the first song we ever wrote together was "The Storm," and then we wrote "Won't Go Back" together, and it was really weird because it was at a time period where the 2012 stuff was really popping and stuff like that, like Motionless and Wide and Killswitch and all the metalcore was really getting big. So we're really keen on, we want to do that, and we just wrote "Won't Go Back" in "The Storm," and that was the only one that we really recorded a shit ton of times. until I told them about it, and I was like, man, we had like recorded that song about fucking 10 times before we got together with we got together with
And
them.
how'd that work? So you and
Yeah.
Raymond were doing things, and then
They
Oh.
didn't
how the
meet
rest did
me.
you guys meet up with?
So-
There was like 6 of you guys.
Yeah, so basically in the very beginning it was me, our old drummer Jake, and then it was Raymond and our older singer.
In just the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, a little bit past that too.
Like a little bit during COVID, maybe.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
during COVID. So during COVID, when
A
that
lot of
stuff
bands
happened.
wrote stuff during COVID. They were very. They
So
used
we-
their time wisely during COVID.
So
okay?
we didn't-
Peppercorn.
They
we
weren't
didn't
making
actually-
tickety tags and shit. Like they were
Yeah,
working.
We didn't write anything, well, we had written stuff already, but we kind of like kept losing members. So when we lost our bassist, we needed a bass player. So I went on Bandmix, which is kind of like Craigslist, but it was a little bit safer.
I think I've actually. There's another group. Okay,
Yeah.
say it again.
Bandmix.
Is that still like a?
Yeah, it's still a
yeah.
thing.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
still a
still a
thing.
thing.
So I ended
You
up,
sponsor me. No.
so I ended up finding, Micah.
Is it really like a Craigslist for bands?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit
Okay.
easier because you can have direct contact with that person, and just sometimes you can put like your Instagram or whatever to
Even
actually
for your
talk to them.
Yeah.
Oh, you can actually share music and
Yes,
stuff
they
on
can
there?
be like,
It's
nah,
almost
this
like
guy
reverb
sucks. Oh, this
nation,
guy's good.
but you could actually interact.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
So I ended up finding him.
Which
But
is
originally,
hilarious.
who we found first before I found him was our original drummer Jake before he had left. But I found him, then we found him, and then after a while, we had a girl and guy singer, and then they decided to leave, which is fun, which is okay. I mean, they're doing great things on their own, which hey man, more power to them, which is awesome. It's really good to see them grow in their own way and everything. But after that, we ended up finding Reed, and Reed was actually in our band that we had, which is separate from Suffering, because I was in a Rage Against the Machine tribute band. So when I did that, we were looking for another singer because the singer that we originally had was our singer for Rage tribute too. So he quit both bands because of
Everybody's in like a million bands.
Stop.
Joseph, how many bands are you in?
I got it down to 3 now.
Okay.
yeah. So
Down
originally,
to 3.
so,
I was
so
6 at once.
Holy
Like it blows my mind when I'm like, pretty bands.
Yeah, so
sold
originally-
thing, and I'm like,
True bands make
how?
money though.
yeah,
they make
they
money.
do,
Yeah,
and
we
we
do.
did because so originally.
Oh yeah, he's in it too.
Originally,
Yeah, we do.
originally I was in
I will
a
circle back to that.
originally I was in a Deftones tribute band, which was Deftones. So I did that. I was the original guitar player for that band, and then I left because of personal reasons. Then I joined People of the Sun, and I joined that band. And then after that, I really wanted to do original stuff for a while. So we kind of did original stuff with that, but then that kind of broke up a little bit, but at the same time didn't because our drummer for that band actually had passed away. So, which is I don't know.
Please don't make me run here.
Well, so which is when it does come out, we have a song called Hide, which is actually named after him. So that's why, in order to do that and immortalize him, that's what I ended up writing. Like, okay, we're just gonna name that song specifically for that because he did work on the original stuff that we did work on.
The first time we played it,
Oh yeah.
the first time we played it, which was this last show we did at Winters, all of his family came. It was the first time we had showed him. I was so stressed out because I was like, oh my god, we gotta do this in front of their
Yeah.
family.
Like the bar's really high, right? Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it was really good because I was very nervous on how they were gonna react because I mean his name was Thomas, so I had known him for like a good while, and we it felt like when we were in that band together, like we were on top of the fucking world the entire time. And then the last thing I remember doing with him was going to see Slipknot's movie The Day of the Gusano with him during COVID, around COVID time. So when we did, that was the last thing I did with him, and I didn't know that was gonna be the last thing I did until all that stuff happened. We ended up having like his funeral and stuff like that, and then like a year later we ended up having his balloon release, which I think really kind of solidified us like, okay, I do want to name that song Hide. So which we did, and I explained to them like, hey, this is like what it's about. Originally, the original plan for the actual lyrics for the song was I wanted everyone from his family and friends to write at least a sentence or a paragraph and take stuff from that and make it into a song. But I was like, yeah, but it would be cool, but I'd rather have something to make it to where it's more of a broad statement of not just me, but everyone who's lost a lot, like somebody close to them, which she did a fucking great job. She did a really, really fucking good job of doing it. Because when I first heard the song and it had no lyrics to it, I was driving home from work and I almost started fucking crying because I was like, this is gonna be one of the hardest fucking songs to play live because of the whole situation. But I called her
Right,
after
and
that.
finding a place where to put it in a set too.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause
Yeah, you should put it in the
you're gonna go
middle.
Kind of, and then you gotta bring it back up from that, right? Definitely don't want to end probably on that note, right?
Yeah, that'd be a little sad.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thanks
Thanks for listening. Yeah.
But the fact that you guys are willing to even talk about some of these things
Mhm.
is a big deal. I ask this a lot. I think we all can agree that music is like powerful and like healing, and we all have that like those breakup songs, but then those like motivational songs, right? You guys are artists that have a platform where you really could make a difference. So I think it's very cool when bands talk about more serious things
Mhm.
because I don't know how many benefits and things I have been to. You know what I mean? Like this last year.
Mhm.
And it's like, check on your friends. Be nosy. I'm nosy as shit. Check on your friends. Like,
Please.
you know what I mean? Please.
I hope
Text
every
me
one
when
of
you
our
get home,
songs
you know what I
becomes
mean?
like a
Like-
coke song for people.
But we do that a lot too.
I was like, Mama Ashley in my thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, call me when you get out.
Like, are you
Yeah.
old sick?
It's not a control thing. It's just like a
Hold
safety
me.
thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
crazy. It's
yeah,
a
it's
safety
like,
thing.
it's like what Micah said. We do that a lot. Even this last past show, we're just like, hey, make sure you call me when you get home, or hey, text
I
me when
love
you
it.
get
He's
home.
like, I lost you. I was like, no, you didn't. It was okay. Like, I was just hanging out. And it was not anybody in y'all's band.
Oh no, I went.
And I might actually edit this out later, but I came early, right?
Yeah.
And another band that's been on my podcast, so you could probably figure it out. Been on my podcast. When I got there, they were like, man, we nervous that I was coming.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, man,
yeah.
it's freaking.
I'm like,
That-
you've been on
that's-
my
that's what I-
podcast, like,
that's what
don't
I
be
meant was
nervous,
in,
you know
like-
what I mean?
It's
So I was
nerve-wracking.
trying to like just
Yeah, that's what I meant as in like, yeah,
not be
you're like.
noticeable, I guess. I didn't know I made people nervous. Like,
Yeah, that's what I meant was I was like, oh, it wasn't us. It was more like just you being there. You're making other people nervous. You're getting your name out there.
You're
Like,
like an
Band
undercover
was
spy.
I know, right?
right? I'm like, just a normal person.
But yeah, so basically after a while, that ended up happening, and then, so Reed ended up joining the band, and then our producer who was working on some stuff had talked to me about that he knows somebody and knows a singer and stuff like that. That she was really really good, and I was like, you said she, and I was like, yes. I was like, fuck yeah, because that's what we wanted to do.
I remember this too. I was in a different
Core
band.
memory. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I was in a different band at the time, and that night, wait, can we mention him?
Yeah.
His name is Brian Mertz. He's producing our first album, and he
Y'all
also
can
does
mention anybody,
photography.
guys, whether good or bad.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, he does photography, video. He's done all of our stuff so
Okay.
far.
We got no regrets.
We were with the other band I was with. We were playing at the Foundation Room at.
House of Blues, right? This,
Yeah, yeah,
the
House of
downstairs one,
Blues.
right?
Yeah, we were playing up there, and I was like, wow, looking at everything. And then he was like, hey, I know you said like you're not sure about what's going on with this band. I have something else if you want to work on. I'm like, ooh, okay, sure. And I ended up just going over, and then once that band dissipated because of some fucked up shit, which is what our first music video is about, actually. And I even burned.
I will put a link to that one specifically.
I still have the shirt. Like, I don't have any vendetta against them, except one of them maybe. But
Piece of shit.
I burned the merch shirt without putting the name on there. You can only see like the symbol. So people who knew me in Houston and the bands we played with, they
If
knew.
you know, you knew. Like,
Yeah. I got so many text messages after that. Also, that
Yeah, I'm
band
not
loved
gonna
me.
lie. She fought really really hard to keep it in there because
They were like, no.
yeah, it's because like we were kind of like talking it over, and it was very when they were like, well, this is gonna start shit like for your first video, and I'm like, I get it, but and then in the back
Is
of my
it good
mind,
to be controversial though if you're trying to get views and stuff?
Honestly, yeah, but I
Or is
didn't
it just
even.
more like a venting process?
It was a venting process. Some people took it as I was trying to start shit, but like, dog, if we don't get along, I just leave. Like, it's simple as that. But what happened was in that band, and I waited so fucking long to tell anybody because I'm like, I don't want to be that guy that's like, you know, I don't want people to like change people's lives like that. I'm working on it in therapy. But what's it called?
I think everyone should have a therapist, by the way.
Yes.
I don't have one.
Oh my god.
Find you one.
But the first video was about how I felt like I was a fucking monster because the drummer had sexually told me not to tell his family because his wife didn't even have papers, and he was like, well, they're gonna get rid of my son. So I was like, that's a lot of pressure, but also okay. They said that after the first album was out, we'd go on tour and all these other things, and at the time I was like, well, I want to be financially stable, sure. I was just like grabbing onto something I didn't know was gonna work or not. And then once everything, we were about to go on tour, and I texted him like, look, I'm having trouble thinking about this, like, stay away from me while we play. And his wife found the messages. And even though I said the R word in there, she still got mad at me, and then everything just broke apart. And I felt fucking terrible. I was like, dude, how do you tell somebody's wife that, like, they did this? I don't know how to deal with this. So when we did Won't Go Back, when I came here, I wasn't excluded from anything. They talked to me like I was my age, not a fucking kid. And we put everything on the line. So the burning of the shirt is not, it's not saying fuck you to that band or anything that's happened to me. But it's more like, you know what?
It's like a
It's
liberating experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, I was like, godly, like everything
felt
just
better,
went up.
right?
Yeah.
Huge weight.
Yeah, and the thing is, that if you watch the Storm, which is like the prelude to the whole story, because I'll talk about that in a second.
We can talk about some of this stuff off camera too. 'Cause
No. So,
Yeah.
I have some things that I think would be.
because I'll explain in a bit about the whole album and stuff, but the whole album's a story, and that's why it started out we only released the Storm to kind of show, hey, we have something we're working on.
That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Though it's a story, so it's like progressive and
Yeah.
builds, and one of those
I told
albums
you.
you could start at the beginning and let play all the way,
Yeah.
right, and not skip around.
And that's what. So
I know.
when we released the Storm and everything, I originally did not want any vocals behind it because I just wanted it by itself to be just more like an intro song. But then when she put her lyrics to it, I was just like, well, shit, this actually sounds fucking good. God damn it! Oh, I'm fucking leave it in there. Just leave her vocals.
That
So
was the quiet rain part.
yeah. So I actually was there when that happened. When if you watch that video where she's walking out the house with all of her stuff, she called me after that happened. So that's why I had explained to her, let's shoot that, reenact that about that specific situation because of the lyrics, like the lyric content in the song leading into Won't Go Back.
Yeah, that was good.
It was
So
supposed to be an Easter egg because in that shirt, the first music video I made with that other band, which was my first time being on stage, anything, because I had never, like, I had played guitar in a solo band, and then all of a sudden now I'm playing on bigger stages, and it was funny. I wore the same outfit, same cat ears, all that shit, and then,
oh shit, for real?
yes,
Oh shit, goddamn.
same everything,
Wait,
same
what?
everything.
You're
Really?
dropping all kinds of look. Watching it now, being like
They're
fact
like,
checking it.
It was supposed to
I missed
symbolize
it.
that because I had like my first mic that I bought and I threw it in the trunk in the video. It's supposed to be when I left that meeting because they sat me down and I didn't even get to respond. It was just like look, this happened, this is fucked up, I don't want to see you again, get it on. So we tried to encapsulate that and also, sexual assault in general, trying to encapsulate that without actually saying it. Because who really wants to say it?
It's a touchy topic that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but it is a really big problem.
Yes.
So, one of the earlier bands that I interviewed, I actually love them so much, Garbage Girlfriend. They're
Oh,
like
yeah.
14, 15, 16 years
Yeah.
old. They have a hard time getting booked places because of their age. And I actually asked them, and it's on the podcast, if you ever experienced weird shit, right? Because weirdos hang out in bars. And there was a weird experience, and I'm like, stop, like,
And they're young.
they're young.
Way too young.
They're young. Like, behave. When you're going to shows, behave.
This is one of the worst
Don't be
cities for
creepers,
all
you know
that
what I
stuff,
mean?
though.
Like, and they're so good.
We're way back level in London, like
For
sex
sex trafficking,
Mhm.
we're the worst city for it.
Yeah.
trafficking. That shit
It is
sucks. I stay-
So how do you guys make decisions? Because there are so many of you guys.
They come up with the guitar and the bass. They
Is
get
it
together
vote,
with the
like
drummer.
Survivor? Is that what happens?
No.
Yo, no,
Well,
I love some.
You know what I mean? Like, what happens? Because bands break up because they cannot
Okay, so-
communicate. You know
so,
what I
okay,
mean?
cool.
Bands break up because they can't communicate.
So here,
with
I
like
will
3 or 4 members.
I
You
will-
guys have like 6.
I will mention this.
Like
Yeah.
wives and kids, I'm assuming, and like day jobs and shit.
Oh,
so.
God.
So
yes.
Pets, probably.
I will
Yeah.
mention
Yeah.
this that actually happened last year. So something that a lot of people don't realize what happened last year is she was about to leave. She was about to quit because a
Getting
lot of,
stressed.
yeah, she was getting stressed out, but we weren't all really like doing the things we wanted to do. and like what we said we were gonna do in the very beginning, which is, I'm not gonna lie, predominantly my fault a little bit, because a lot of the stuff that I did do, I kind of lost my way on doing it. But
Well, you're also in cover bands, right?
yeah, we're
But it wasn't that. It was
No.
like, it's just so many things were happening, and at the time, we had a goal in mind. And my brain, because also me and him booked the show, so we talked to the venues and stuff. I'm the youngest one here, so in my brain, I'm like low key, like, I know they could do it on their own, but everybody was late to venues sometimes because of traffic or work, and I'm like,
Whatever.
ah.
Yeah, this is my biggest pet peeve ever.
And we had a venue, and obviously I won't name the venue, but we had a venue text us and be like, look, if y'all are more than 30 minutes late to load in, even if you don't play that time, we do not want to book you again. And I was like, are we in trouble? Fuck, like, I don't know what's going on.
That's hard. Because everybody usually does have day jobs.
Yeah, and we schedule off as much as we can, but I can't lose my job just because I want to play a show either, you know?
That is true.
Yep.
That is true.
It just got stressful, and then we weren't meeting deadlines, and someone we were working with wasn't getting our stuff on time, so we were like, fuck, like, we're gonna meet the goals we want this year. And I'm still like navigating life in general, because I feel like a child still, but.
Okay, I'm gonna have you say your age so I know that.
Oh.
I'm gonna actually bleep it out. Then it'll be fun. I'll be like, bleep, because you shouldn't ask when your age. So
Oh.
tell me, but then it'll be fun. And I'll
I'm
bleep it out.
23.
You're a baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
she's-
just starting.
She's a baby.
She's the youngest out of everybody.
It was hard not to take my traumatic experiences
She
from
can
the last
legally drink,
band.
but she's a baby.
It's learning to realize that these guys aren't the same as the last guys I was working with.
Are you in a relationship? Do you have kids?
I'm in a relationship.
Okay, no kids.
No.
Are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Hell no.
Good
Dang.
pets.
Dang.
Are you in a relationship?
Yeah.
Do you have children?
No.
No. Other band members, relationships,
Both,
children? I'm
most
also
of our,
trying to start a dating service, so you know. any
most
single
of
band
our
members?
members are married.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love that.
I'm sorry. No, I
Comedic
was
timing.
actually coughing.
Comedic timing though.
He's like, we ain't married.
Yeah, and I guess
Like-
to follow up your question about like how we do it, because there's such a big band. But yeah, like I said, we almost pretty much broke up. Like we legitimately were like, all right, we're just gonna one and done this fucking album. Fuck it, who gives a shit?
Well, because I'm assuming you guys all live in different parts of
Yeah.
Houston or out of Houston, right?
Yeah, I live in San Antonio now, so.
Yeah.
What?
I
You live in San Antonio?
Yeah, that's where my partner is. So like,
So, have you been in town because of the White Oak show, and did you stay here because of this podcast?
yes,
Where are you going back? When are you going back to San Antonio?
like tomorrow. But yes, that's why I
Shut
came.
up! Party in her hotel room later. Yay!
That's my mom's house.
Yay.
Oh,
Love moms. Moms love me though.
Yeah, we're saving so much money and free breakfast though.
That's the best.
That's true.
And your mom.
Yeah. Actually,
So
to
what's
hang
the
out.
music scene like in San Antonio? Because you live there, but you're not in a band there? What's
so-
that like?
So far, so I've actually been trying to market. I go to other people's shows and I'll be like, hey, like let's connect, you know.
Networking, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that important?
And I've
Trying
also
to
gone to
maybe
Austin to do it.
piggyback off of other people.
Yeah, just to see, because some people are interested in our stuff too, and they want to join us on like whatever thing we're working on. But it seems like it's post-hardcore,
I
and
did After Dark Society on Sunday.
yeah,
They were from
yeah.
Austin. And
They
I was
keep
like, how
asking me to
funny.
go
I was
see
like,
them.
My 25th episode is not even a band from Houston. It's from Austin, and we did it like 11 o'clock in the morning, and everybody
Oh my
was still
God.
hungover
Damn.
from like this show in Black. And I'm like, Music After Dark HCS Hangover Edition. Like,
They keep asking me to go see them, but I keep forgetting. But no, I'll go. Basically, when we write stuff, he'll send me the track. We'll come back and record it whenever we have the money. And it's just it kind of works that way. So yeah, the
You
scene out
live
here.
here.
No, yeah.
Everybody else lives here, right? Or do some other
Yeah.
people not live here?
I hadn't seen them in like almost a month and a half or 2 months before the show.
You guys like FaceTime or like Zoom and shit? How do y'all practice?
They practice, and then I
So
practice
you
by
just
myself.
come in. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
We have full trust in our
That's
singer.
a lot
She
of
kills
trust.
it.
He been badgering me. He's like, you better fucking get good, get good. And I'm like,
No
okay,
pressure,
okay.
no pressure.
Get good,
No
like
Yeah, so I was
Get
like,
good.
fuck it,
I was,
alright.
I was, the only reason I say that is because she gives us shit about like, you're not tight enough, you're not this. I'm like, all right, well you fucked up here,
We
man.
had so many shows where shit was breaking or the equipment wasn't working. I'm like, dog, why?
Murphy's Law, right? Like,
I
you know,
have.
Yeah,
I've
everything works
actually
in that
had
before.
stories for that
That's my
one.
wife.
So I remember on the start of this little winter tour, right? First show was what? Winters.
Ironic.
Winters.
Yeah, I
Winters
think it
was our
Yeah.
first. Winter was our first, right? bass
Pasadena,
drum.
Winters down in Pasadena.
One in Pasadena. Love Winters, by the way.
Shout out to Brian and Winters and all
It
the
was
staff.
just an equipment thing, right? It was just an equipment thing. Poor bass. I've been running that sucker for what, 2 years?
I think almost 3 years now.
3 years now, right? Without getting anything fixed on it, or I just ran it.
Yeah,
Whenever
it's
I
all
got
fucking
it, I
stock.
ran
He
it.
hasn't.
I ran it. I haven't changed anything.
Not
I think
even
the only thing.
Not even the strings.
Wait, I was joking.
No, yeah, the
Every
only
now
thing.
and
The only
again,
thing
every
you've
now and
changed
again.
is the
Dude,
strings.
strings are freaking expensive
No,
for a
just
bass.
ask me.
Like $40. Anyway, that's a side way.
Damn.
Get in his
Dude,
DMs. We need
bass
like
strings are
guitar
that
string
Bro,
sponsors too.
and guys, that's
He
the
did have
reason
some
why.
for it, so
That's
you
the
guys-
reason why.
Shout out to bass players, bro. I got so much shit. Oh my god.
Dude.
How his bass gave out.
Yeah, dude, equipment failure and then Phantom Fest, right? I think the bass was like present for like 2 songs.
There's always
Oh,
Yeah,
something.
God.
we ended up finding out like his patch
was, like,
cable was only
once.
like this much out of his pedal.
And I'm
Like,
sitting
you
there
need to
going,
click it.
wait, what if I do this? And then I play, I was like,
So wait, is there any place in Houston y'all haven't played that you want to play?
If we have it, we just don't know about.
I mean,
But-
I
If
mean,
you played at Winters, you played at White Oak,
Acadia
Well,
before it
played
closed
at
down.
Acadia.
Rest in peace.
BFE,
you played at BFA,
the end.
you
Yeah,
played
that
at Scout
was-
Bar.
Yeah, played Scout Bar. Played Scout Bar multiple times actually.
Yeah.
Scout Bar. The only places we haven't played is like 19th hole.
We haven't played a Rise.
We haven't played Rise Rooftop.
Oh,
Oh
wait,
no,
it's
sorry,
Warehouse
Warehouse
Live
Midtown
now.
Live.
We played it.
Midtown.
No,
We
no,
played at Warehouse
and I'm
before
gonna
they
say
closed.
it right now, and I don't care who does not like what I'm about to. It will always be Rise to me. I do not.
I miss
never
Warehouse.
gonna call that
I
place
know, I'm
Warehouse
sorry.
Live.
The only
I'm
reason,
sorry.
the only
It is
reason I'm
fucking
very,
Rise.
I'm
Just
sorry.
the only
call
reason
it
I have to
that.
correct that is because when me and Micah,
Never
actually-
gonna call it that.
when Mike and I played there for our biscuit tribute that we have,
Counterfeit.
the
And
lady,
get more parking.
the lady was telling us like, and tell your singer it's not Rise Rooftop, it's Warehouse Live. I'm like, oh,
Oh.
okay, I will definitely let you know. I'm like, I get it, I understand, like,
I'm
that's
glad we
fine.
got to play Warehouse
it's
last
so
show that before they
hard.
closed. It was so
It's so
fun.
hard.
Yeah.
I saw Jelly Roll there, and I think $19, and they had him in a small room
What the hell?
before COVID.
In the small room? Holy
Before
crap.
COVID?
I have the pictures.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
What the hell?
And then I like saw him at the Cynthia Woods, and now I can't even afford to see him. So
He was expensive.
Very.
crazy.
Yeah,
You never know when you guys are gonna play. So you've been in Dallas. You guys have played Dallas.
No, we haven't-
No, we played Austin for
Yeah, we
Come
played
and
Austin.
Take It.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Come
the
to
one
AT.
city that we love playing as much as we like playing this city.
Victoria,
is
Texas!
Victoria,
Victoria.
Texas.
You would, there's like fucking nothing out there, but everybody there, they just opened up. We pioneered the first show with them.
Where do you play in Victoria?
It's
What's
called
the venue
Dodge
name?
City Saloon. Shout out to y'all. I freaking love y'all. And also the
Killer,
bartenders are so
killer.
pretty. They're all goth girls.
So is it all wait? It's a saloon, but their bartenders all goth girls, so it's not all like redneckishy.
Mm-mm.
Well, I don't think they do that on purpose. I think goth girls just applied there.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm thankful. They're so nice.
Yeah,
But yeah, they built a stage. They finally got everything up there with the lights, and it's one of the only venues over there now that we know of, anyway.
In
Dude,
Victoria,
it is
Texas.
killer.
Yeah.
It
The
is
first show-
killer.
Dude, road trip. Oh my gosh, road trip.
Victoria.
The first show, he actually got pissed off at me because I was getting all the kisses on the forehead from the girls. And he was like, "Why is it never me?" But we
I'm a
had.
bass player.
That was our first time playing there, and more than half the crowd had our shirts the next time. I had
Yeah.
finished those shirts the day before. They were like, "Hey."
Okay, so that's a question that I asked
Sure.
for merch. Should bands just starting out have merch, even if it's just
That's
a
how you
couple
make money.
t-shirts? That's how I'm assuming now. All
That's
these
very
interviews
crucial.
in, this is how you guys make money.
Very
A
crucial.
lot of big
Are you
bands make
guys
merch companies.
DIYing your own merch? Or are you having to
This year we
outsource
did.
it?
Yes,
That-
so
that's-
we
that's
have,
what you're
so the
doing.
first
That's
round of all the merch, I did buy Suicide Awareness bands that I just gave out to people. We do have earplugs, it's not really merch, you just give them out to people.
Yeah, I saw them on the table actually.
Yeah, somebody gave us $1 for them though. I
I
was
was
like, what
like,
the
why
hell?
would you charge?
But the shirts, our first set of shirts, I had made the logo because he said he wanted a lotus. So I was like, okay, made the logo, and we printed the back of the shirts with actually the guys who made the shirts. They're from not Hollywood Undead. Hold on, Hollywood.
Oh.
They have a shirt company,
They
or this
do.
when they were So we did it with them. We
I
just
think
did the
that's
back.
D's, right? It's like Nick D's.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Jeff
Nick
D's,
D's, yeah.
Right, they have a printing, they can.
Guy
print
with
a
the curly
screen
hair?
print or
Yeah, we
something,
get
right?
our shirts from them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such good quality, and man, it makes my titties look so good.
Yes,
So
it's
for
a
women,
win.
bro,
But
but
like, bleep, y'all will figure it out.
the
They say-
whole
They say worry about me.
the day before the Victoria show, they were like, okay, we need the shirts. I was like, oh shit. I tie-dyed all fucking 50 of them, and then I went to the craft store and like got 3 sets of stamps and put Suffering in Silence together and did craft paint because I was like, I don't feel like printing the front, it's too expensive. So I hand stamped all the fucking front of the shirts and tie-dyed them.
True story.
Then we also have kitchen magnets that I made
I love them.
because
Bar Rat,
most of the people
Bar Rats actually
that
have
we-
kitchen magnets too.
yeah, most of the
Yeah.
people who see us have fridges in the fucking
Yeah.
shirt or comments.
We all have fridges, seriously.
Right.
Just put it on there.
So how are you guys with like, so when you do shows, are you cool with like, do fans come up to you guys and try to talk to you guys? Like, are y'all cool with
It's
that?
kind of.
Yeah.
Is it
I
weird?
welcome
Are
it.
you not
It's
used to
kinda-
that
it's-
yet? Are you like,
It is weird because I don't think we've ever expected any of this, and it's
what
still
am
a
I telling you?
shock.
I'm like, no one's put me on a VIP list.
Well, it's good. So, like,
What's happening right now?
I think
This is so.
I think that's the
so
one thing.
good.
The one thing we felt the first time when we played, actually, when we did the Raven Black show, was we had like a little merch table, and I looked at Charmy and I was like, oh shit, like we have a fucking merch table. This fucking feels weird because we've never had this before, and we've been playing with our Biscuit tribute for a long time, and we don't sell merch because we're like, fuck that. Why would tribute band sell merch? Like we don't want to do that.
I've never noticed that before.
Wasn't it illegal anyway?
Do tribute bands sell merch?
Yes,
Isn't that
Tribute band,
copyright?
Whiskey
Yeah.
Angle.
Whiskey Hangover does.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that
I
copyright?
don't know. See, I
Yeah.
never thought about that.
Yeah,
before.
so
I would feel
they-
weird taking from the
they-
artist.
But I love Whiskey Angle.
They do actually sell merch because actually the singer for Whiskey Hangover is friends with the actual singer for Godsmack.
Oh, what the hell?
So they don't care.
Oh.
And it was more, it's
I
more or
got
less,
permission.
yeah, it's more or less to them when they do that. It's the bigger bands that do that are happy because they get more fans to see them.
It's like
Especially
free
younger,
marketing and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially younger kids who've never seen that specific band. Like will go to the actual and see that big band like Limp Bizkit. Since they came to Houston, like a lot of people knew that we played in Counterfeit.
Exactly.
But a lot of those kids that have never seen Limp Bizkit went to go see Limp
Yeah.
Bizkit when they
Oh,
came to
what the
Houston.
hell?
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's talk
Which-
about social media for a minute. Do
Yeah.
you think it helps or hurts?
It helps.
helps.
We went from freaking 100 listeners or some shit to now we have almost
Actually-
900. So like we're like, what the fuck? We started getting more serious with our reels and stuff and videos of our live sets and
You guys
stuff.
have a TikTok and everything? Are you on everything? Are you on like Facebook, the Instagram?
We
the
have
TikTok?
everything.
I guess for the next week or
Everything.
some shit. I
We
don't know.
forget Facebook.
We have
a lot, though.
904 now.
On TikTok, we mostly just do skits. Which our first one was when we played with Upon a Burning Body.
Oh my God,
He
dude.
wore a suit and we were like sitting at the table and he came and he was like, we're like,
Just-
is this it? Yeah, it's the ticket. Wait, do the voice.
No pressure.
Do the
On
voice.
spot. Yeah, it's the ticket.
It was very funny. It got the most views that we had on
Oh,
page.
oh,
so.
we got like
really
I think we got like 1,200 views within 4 hours.
I should
And
have
we're
put the
just-
Uncle Ruckus
And
voice.
we were just kind of like, what the fuck happened? Like, we were just kind of like dumbfounded about it. We're just like, that was in 4 hours? So we're just like, well, yeah. And they know I fucking can't stand TikTok. I fucking hate
Dude,
TikTok.
same here.
I hate it.
But
But the thing is that
Oh,
when,
true.
but when they
Oh, that
when they
hard
did
work, though.
when we did the skit, I wasn't expecting that to happen. I was like, well, shit. Well, I guess we're gonna have to start using it, man. So, which we have sparingly here and there, and I'm usually the one making the video edits and stuff just because I'm bored half of the time. And I'm like, oh, I guess it's time to post something on there. Fuck it.
So how does that work? Because there's so many of you guys, does someone run the social media? Is someone booking shows?
Yeah, me and her.
Oh,
Me
is
and
is it just you two? Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Let's hands in the pot, right? He's like, I don't want any of that responsibility.
I like playing bass.
Yeah.
I love
He's
We
the
don't
man
have to. We don't
princess.
have to ask him like, "Hey, are you done?" Because we already know the answer.
It's
to
always
it.
a yes.
It's always like yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, kind of
Do
thing.
you
That's not
guys
better.
have to book shows through a promoter?
What's
Has that been a thing? Because I just realized, like, when I interviewed Apex Fallen, that that's a real job.
no? Yeah.
And you can't, like, get into certain venues. And this is not me, like, hating on promoters or whatever. But do they really gatekeep and, like, you can't
It
book a
depends,
place
because like
unless
San
you go
Antonio,
to
it's
one?
so hard to play there because they
Like,
mostly
you guys
want San
can't just
Antonio.
follow it, you know what I mean? Like, you have to go through someone. to
Yeah, no,
get
you
it.
can send a press kit, but so far, like, a lot of people don't respond that much. It's either word of mouth, they have to see you have some kind of traction first, which is fine. But it's like, how the fuck? but we've never been there. But so far, all of our shows, we've only had to ask for two now. Where when we played at Scout Bar or whatever the first time, Joshua Vickery, he booked us there. He put in our name for Icon for Hire, which we got, and then on the Burning Body was with Jose. Now people just come to us, so we don't even book shows anymore. We're just like, if you want us, you want us, and if not, we're gonna keep working on stuff.
Yeah, because I think the only time we ever book anything would probably be just like out of town, because again, like you said, they don't really know. But the cool thing is too is that like the Rockbox started following us, a venue started following us. Like after a while, we're like, holy shit, a
And
fucking
it's so
venue.
cute in there.
Yeah, so the cool thing is now, and is like basically with them, it's like, okay, if you want to play a show, they gave us like how much they would pay us and whatever kind of thing. So we're just like, okay, shit, now at least we have a know of how to do with that venue. But yeah, she's right. I mean, luckily, it's just so we've gotten to the point where like people have just been asking us. Like we actually just got recently asked to do another show in April, which I can't say the name of the show
Why
because
can't we?
they haven't announced them
Oh,
yet.
my bad.
You get mad at me for spoiling
Okay,
shit.
besides
goddamn.
that show, what other shows?
So,
what other shows?
I
do
mean,
you
that's
guys
literally the only show that we have
April?
left for the not left for the year, but we have for the year right now, because the one thing we talked about, which we did do last year, was we got so many fucking shows last year. We pretty much got burnt out like
I
mid
lost my
March.
voice for one.
Yeah,
I still worked, but
yeah. So we got almost burnt out by mid March, and by like, and it sucks because I know. Bless you. I know. Bless you. Bless you. I know that one of the things that.
Oh my
Bless
goodness.
you. Oh my god.
Holy cow, cold weather.
I know that one of the things that like a lot of bands they talk about but don't really talk about. And sometimes more power to them when they do this, but when they play show after show after show,
Bless you.
it's just when we've done it so many times and we've been in those shoes too, it's just like, how the fuck can you guys do this? Because we get so burnt out so quick. Like after a while, when we have like, oh, we're gonna play this weekend. Oh, just like 2 weeks from now, we're gonna have another show. Oh, and then we're gonna have another show this week, and they're like, fuck, dude.
Each show is so hard to sell tickets for that
Yeah.
way. Because we can't some of the people we know,
Oh my god.
some of the people we know, like this last show, I literally texted all manually, all 500 whatever of our followers just to see who would go. But like, I don't want to hit up my friend from high school that I haven't seen in 3 years. Like, hey, we have a quota. Can you buy our ticket?
I'm gonna slide this ticket in.
So now that we're spacing them out, we're able to actually, help the promoter out because they have to pay for those
Yeah.
to book those shows, to pay the venue,
And
to
that
pay
was-
everybody working there.
That was one thing that we had talked about. Well, like I said, when after the whole situation when we thought we were gonna break up, we were just like, no, we need to fucking sit down and actually talk about what we wanted to do. And that was one of the things we talked about was, let's just take a break for a bit. But if we want to play shows, let's just space them out a lot more to fucking breathe and to get more merch done, to get better shows, to do like get content out and stuff like video playthroughs, bass playthroughs, drum playthroughs, or even singing playthroughs or whatever.
There is no other shows coming up. Right?
Yeah. Besides April.
Besides the one I can't mention.
But
I'm gonna do some research off camera.
so like with that, and then it was one of those things because when we played the Upon a Burning Body show, we actually sold all of our tickets and stuff. So we did a good job of what we did, and they were like, hey, we're gonna throw your name for like another touring band that's gonna be coming, and I'm really good friends with Elijah from King Hill and all these other different bands. So I was like, well, fuck, if they decide to come or this other band decides to come that I'm really good friends with, like fuck, who knows, it could be them. So let's just take those bigger shows that we have.
What's fucking hilarious is when we played with Upon a Burning Body, I didn't even know. Jose had texted me, and it was right, like my birthday was like the day before or some shit like that. Wait, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. He said, hey, want to do a show here? I can't tell you who's playing on. I'm like, yeah, okay. So we all agreed, and then he was like, surprise! And we were like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah! We were like,
Yeah, we did.
whoa!
Oh no, it was really funny too because I had talked to Charmy about it too, and I was like, hey, well, we have this show already coming up. Do we have the flyer for that show, the Scout Bar show? And she's like, well, not yet. I'm like, how the fuck don't we have it yet?
It took a long time,
Yeah.
and when it finally came out, we were like, fuck it, whatever,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how
And-
long it took.
And it, because for me, I wanted to actually have just be like, hey, these are all the shows that we're playing coming up. But when we finally, like she said, when we finally got it, we freaked out. Micah and I were actually at work we were at work when we found out,
We
and
weren't
it
in
was
hell.
pretty dead. It was pretty dead when we were at our job, and we were just like, I was jumping, and then Michael was like, "Why the fuck are you acting like that?" I was like, "Bro, we're opening up our
He's
Pony
doing
Bunny
like
Bunny."
cartwheels in the casino aisle and shit.
And I told Mike, I was like, "Hey, bro, we're opening up for Pony Bunny Body," and he was like, "Are you fucking serious?" And he's in the fucking humidor, like, "No fucking way!" And we just like, "Holy shit, holy shit!" We're like freaking the fuck
So
out.
do you
of
guys
it.
nerd out? Like, do you fangirl over other bands?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
listening to them when I was
majorly,
like
yeah.
10,
Yeah.
so
Well, even,
yeah.
and the thing is too, even fucking local bands that we played now, like we fucking fanboy off of majorly, dude. Like
You ask for autographs, or is that weird?
I don't. I just like to. I
He
just say
does.
hi.
He does.
Like,
He's got
sign
no
his
shame to
t-shirt
ask.
or
I do.
whatever.
Or
Like,
when we play with
I
Raven
do.
Black, my mom freaking loves her, and she was playing her music when I was small, so I was like, when she gave me a hug, I took a picture with her, but like, I felt weird getting something signed.
It's funny that she mentions that because I told her, I was like, I know who Raven Black is, and she was like, how do you know? I'm like, because we're friends on Facebook, and we talked before and everything, and we had like used to talk every other day and whatever. Just like, oh yeah, it's cool, man, love your music, blah blah blah, kind of thing. And finally, when we got to meet and she was there, she was like, I was like, yeah, we're Facebook friends. I'm like, I told her who I was, and she's like, oh shit, I remember you. And she was just like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck do you know her? I was like, I don't know. We just became Facebook friends, and we just talked, and fucking years later, we ended up fucking playing a show together. And she was like losing her shit about it. I was
We gotta
like,
pretend like we're cool over there, and then afterwards we're like,
I have the coolest job ever. I get to interview rock stars. So.
but yes, to answer your question, we do freak out over other
I fangirl
bands.
over a bunch
Oh,
of y'all,
yeah,
so.
Like one of my friends, or actually our friends, are in a band called Lover's Tongue. I fucking love that band so fucking much. And like me and the singer for that band, his name's Jordan. We flip shit about like each other's musics and stuff like that. Same thing with
oh, there's a band in San Antonio called
the
Morning Sun.
Like Morning Sun's another
Yo,
band.
they're
that
so fucking good. They have like an
Check them out.
entire album out and
Check
shit.
them out. Check them out.
So like yeah, like that, like them, they're fucking great. And like with them too, we trip out about each other's music and stuff like that. And we talk about it and everything. And
So you come to Houston, are y'all gonna start going to where you
we're gonna
live?
try.
I'm literally, I'm not out, I mean, I'm not there on purpose, but like, if it happens, it happens. I've been sending like our stuff to random venues that I go to, because I'll go to different shows, or I help Morning Sun with their booth now.
Okay,
So
that's
I'll
cool.
go to there and just kind of like,
Yeah.
I love it.
But it's crazy. And then to answer your question about the whole like fans meeting us and stuff like that, like I don't think it's still really weird for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's still really fucking weird that people come up to me like, oh my god, I fucking love your music. I'm like,
yeah, people were taking pictures of our faces.
Yeah.
Do you
know,
ever get
with-
noticed outside of like
It's
venues?
when you
Yes.
sign
I noticed
You know
that.
what I mean? Like,
Dude,
or even like
like,
ATV
we're
and
signing the
shit, and people
autographs
are
for
coming up to
musicians,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
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 asked you to sign
everybody was.
that.
It was so weird.
it's like, yo, sign this. I'm like,
I got recognized at a Texas Roadhouse in New Orleans.
he got recognized. He got.
You should make a map and start buying all the places.
Yeah, and me and my boss, we had like,
Now we gotta hear this story. I love it.
me and my boss had a girls trip, and we were like, all right, we're gonna go gamble. And it was my first time. I was like, yeah, irresponsibility. It was legal in that state. So
It is, it's
we,
very legal.
I went over there, and we're like, dog, I'm fucking hungry. So we sit down, and the girl bringing the rolls is like, hey, you're in a band. I'm like, how did you know that? What band do you think I'm in? And she
Were
said,
you dressed like a
Sounds.
rock star though?
No, I was dressed in a fucking Monkeys t-shirt.
oh,
It was the fucking the spooky version.
yeah.
So like I was just chilling. I had socks on. But yeah, she's like, yeah, like, can I? Thank you. And I was like, thanks for, yeah, like.
Yeah, I think he got mentioned at work at our job.
It was so.
So
It was
does
so
everybody's like job know that you guys are like in bands and stuff like that?
I tell all my
Anybody?
passengers, I guess I do.
Everybody on my job.
Yeah, everyone at our job, both of our jobs know.
They make fun of us now.
Yeah,
Do they?
yeah. Like literally on
Oh
on
my
Saturday.
God, give me your autograph.
Yeah, on
I'm like,
Saturday
man.
we actually went in because I wanted to go get some cranberry juice to make a drink, and they're like, oh shit! Everyone's like, oh shit! The rock stars are inside. I'm like, oh, okay, well, calm down. It's like we're just gonna get shit, and we just gotta
Man,
go.
I'm
Just
just
need
here to
some
eat your charcuterie board, dude.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
some killer
Trish's
crackers.
fucking charcuterie that she got.
The freaking whole charcuterie with the spicy crackers and like the
I can't
different
do
types of
spicy
Gouda.
No, we're not doing any plugs for any store that's here in Midlothian, Houston.
Please buy a
But
product.
but yeah, it's still really weird. Like I actually got recognized at the second Upon a Burning Body show when they came back to Houston. My friend Selena and I went, and because she actually left early before Upon a Burning had played, and then I was like, well, they're coming to Houston, fuck it. So and plus we played with them, and I want to support them. You know, fuck it. You know, why not? So we finally got to see them, and when I was still smoking cigarettes, I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and some random dude was like, "Hey, it's Suffering in Silence," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "What? Who the fuck said that shit?" And it was some random guy. I was like, "Where the fuck did you see us at?" Well, the show that he saw us was probably one of the worst shows we had played,
Oh
which
my
was
God.
at the end when her voice is blown
I
out.
was literally just
We-
jumping around like.
The stage was so small.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was just the fact that at that
We were
moment in
tired.
time, don't get me wrong, the show was cool and the people were there were they were really like supportive and stuff. But the thing is that at that specific show, we were so burnt out already, and we're just like we
Have to
didn't
do
feel
it.
like we did our best job at that show, which is why we kind of felt like it was like one of the worst ones we played.
Well, I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier, like how some bands are like, are all these venues like every weekend, right, or every other weekend in Houston. So, do you think that's why a lot of people don't go out to shows because they're
Well,
like, oh, I
yeah.
can catch them at.
Yeah,
Like, there's an oversaturation almost with the small venue, like we're losing venues, right? So
Yeah.
we've got like 19th Hole, BFE, Scout, White Swan, I guess.
Yeah,
if
White Swan.
that's your-
Imagine all these people have jobs, they have kids, families, things, people they have to take care of, family, whatever. Like, some people go out of town for work. I don't have money to be going to a fucking show every weekend, dog. Like,
Dude,
Yeah.
seriously.
and I think that's one thing that we started realizing was, again, like I said, if the bands that do that, more power to them and stuff like that. But I think that's one thing we even talked about like many times that, and even our drummer had mentioned it too, that you don't want to oversaturate your band every single fucking time. Because yeah, you're right. Because after a while, they're gonna be like, oh, they're fucking playing there. They're playing there next
Because
week.
I've
It's
seen
fine.
like whole lineups and it's been like 20, 25 people in them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nobody, and I'm like,
And then
this is
you
a cool ass, you know what I mean? Like,
and then you look at the lineup of the actual like show, and you realize it's almost identical to like what 2 weeks ago, which sucks. But it's one of those things where you don't want to oversaturate your name, which we almost started doing last year, and that's why we're like we need to back up a bit. But not only that, the one thing we talked about too is we don't want to just put a show like just a concert. We want to put a fucking show.
a show.
Like that's what we want. And in order to
Not
do
just
that,
you guys like standing there just like playing your
Yeah.
instruments and shit.
And that-
right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Right.
And not only that too is just like that was the one thing we had talked about, which we actually did that with White Oak Saturday, was everything had like fluidity in the whole set that we had, which actually
was
felt
crazy.
Yeah.
that whole,
Dude,
that,
that
I
was
was
a
excited.
huge
about
Most
that.
of it was
We
most of
went
it
in
was
for the
not
kill of that
planned.
show.
Most of it was not planned.
We went in for the kill.
We
so-
rehearsed the songs and that was it.
Oh my god, I love it so much. Dude, no, it was so much fun.
That show was
that whole
so
show.
much fun.
Oh, we were talking to people
Oh my
about
God.
one of the silliest shows.
Continue.
What?
you don't want to be rude.
I don't wanna be rude.
Oh.
No, you can keep talking.
Oh,
You can keep talking.
One of so this show, like we did, I think it was one of our best crowd works. The best crowd, like everybody moved, people were listening, like, hey, put your hands in the air. Yeah.
It was. I love the video too that you did. You were like so just happy that people came to that show. It was,
Yes,
like, on Instagram or something.
absolutely.
It was.
I was-
But
Thank you.
I
So
I was
much.
actually going to do my own version of it because I was like, okay, I know she said her thing and people like her more than everyone else, but like
that's not
I-
true. That's
I-
not
that
true.
is very true.
That's not true.
That is
We'll
very
take a
true.
That should not be
That's
true.
very true.
That should not be true.
I
But
agree with
anyways,
the
I was
guys.
gonna make a thank you. I wanted to do a thank you video too because
She's pretty.
at the same time how she
Yeah,
felt.
she is.
At the same time how she felt, I felt the same fucking way, and I wanted to tell people that it was fucking incredible. The fact that like, and it was insane because before that in December we had our first ever co-headliner show, which was in Victoria. So that was our first co-headliner show out of Houston. White Oak was the first show that we co-headlined in Houston, so that was a huge difference of, and well, because people were saying like, oh, it's the first co-headliner. Like, no, we've co-headlined before, but that was out of Houston. This is in Houston, which I don't think we've ever co-headlined. That was the first time, right?
First time.
Right,
Yeah.
really.
So
It was-
when we did that, it was one of those things. No, I just wanted to say that it was just like for our first ever co-headline show in Houston.
And
was
that's a
like
big
fucking
venue to
insane.
do that at.
Hell yeah. That stage is
That's a
massive.
pretty impressive venue. Let me ask this: do you think, because you're the baby in the group, so for the rest of us, I think I'm the oldest person in here. Oh my god. Do you think like those typical headlining spaces that are usually like the last position is the best position to play?
No, second to last, or
Do you know what I
right
mean? 'Cause
before
people
then.
don't stay out that late. Swear to God, they don't stay out that late anymore.
I don't want a headline.
It does.
so
It,
late, right?
it depends
So-
though. It really does depend. It really does. Because I'm starting to notice it and stuff.
Should like younger know
Yeah. So
name bands that don't have following be in that like indie?
I mean,
scene?
I think I don't.
I feel
I
like it,
don't.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
honestly.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But also, that's kind of mean
Well,
to
no,
like put
so-
them there, or maybe there's no workaround actually.
Yeah, because
someone's gotta go
it's
there.
almost like a
Someone
double,
Pull short straws like before a show, like
Yeah, man,
it's
somebody
almost
has
like a
to go.
double-edged sword in a sense because it's like you want a headline because oh fuck yeah, I'll get the headline, but then it's at the same time people end up leaving because it's late.
It's not
and
as
then-
exciting anymore.
Yeah, and then people don't want to open because hardly anyone's gonna be there. But usually, what we found out, and especially what we found out too in our
Okay,
shitty band,
okay.
is if we're in the middle or co-headlining, that's it. That's all we care
Perfect.
So middle
But
space
again,
is
it just really
That's
de-
the goal.
for. Yeah, and again, it just really depends because it depends on how big your band is. Like,
they
shit.
gotta build an extra stage for y'all. Shit.
Oh yeah, we actually said in the middle of the
Yeah.
storm. I told Mike, I was like, we're a fucking big stage
We are
band now,
way
dude. We
big.
can't.
Oh my god.
I fucking hit her with my guitar because she didn't fucking move.
I'm
But,
sorry, I forgot.
but she was so into it. I was like, I told you gotta move, bro.
Dude, you saw like the best version of us though. There was one show, and we were playing at Scout Bar the first time.
Oh yeah.
We were learning how to crowd control, and I was like, "What the fuck am I supposed to say?"
What do we say? What
And
do we
I
do?
went, "Do y'all like barbecue sauce?" They're like, "Yeah, yeah." And I'm like, "We're like the barbecue sauce here." And none of it made sense. Everyone looked around at each other, and I was like,
I
"Oh
thought
god."
I thought it was funny.
So now the OG fans, there's like 6 or 7 of them who come to every show.
Do they
Barbecue
bring barbecue
sauce.
sauce?
No, but
Y'all
they
should
come,
start
they'll just kind of like
putting
get
barbecue
close.
sauce bottles on your merch table.
We
That
should,
would
we
be
should make
lit.
our own.
Yo, dude. Suffering's barbecue sauce.
Your
Coming to
OG.
you.
Stuff
Your
that
OG
sounds
people
super
will know.
spicy.
We should have something very controversial.
No!
Oh.
Oh my god, Mike. He's always trying to go that route.
It's just better so you can put it.
But yeah, just like that's just our first ever co-headline show. I just wanted to tell everybody thank you and stuff like that for the video because God, fuck, man, like.
That was
When we had left, it was still fucking insane, and I actually had my GoPro on the second balcony.
We gotta fool you!
Yeah, so when we started playing Demons, which was the third song we played, and when they were like, everyone wants to jump, and I was like, okay. When we first started doing that, some people were getting into it, some people weren't, because they were just like, okay, I don't know what this band is. But when I looked back at the actual video, I was like, holy fucking shit,
The crowd
everyone's
was
jumping.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, okay. It really didn't happen in the beginning, but it started happening, and I'm just like, oh shit, damn, dude. I guess we're, in the words of fucking Charmin, we're doing it. So I'm just like, oh shit, okay, I guess we are.
Look
It's
at
because
us.
in the last band, we had barely started getting into choreography or whatever, if you want to call them that, synchronized movements, and I was like, man, it'd be so cool if we could do this. So now we do it.
How you doing it?
It's a show experience.
Yeah,
That's
and
what it should be, right? To get people to like come out and see you guys.
and that's the thing why we talked about is like we want to put a show. We just don't want to put a concert because one thing is that, like for some of the biggest influences I like for me for the band would be like Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine, and all these new metal bands that I grew up with, and now metalcore bands too, like King Hill, Five from the Gods, Make Them Suffer, and all these other different bands. And when I notice when I go see them, they don't put on a concert. They put on a fucking show. And everyone always talks about specific shows that they go to and specific things that they do. For example, when we went to go see Limp Bizkit, it's like, fuck, man. Like, it was so fun and so, like,
Surreal.
their stupidity on stage was just fun. It was. So, in that specific day, like, we were just, like, even though we got majorly dehydrated because it was super fucking hot.
Dude.
But, even then,
PSA hydrated shows.
even we still talk about it to this day. We're just like, it was such a good show, and really our friend Selena got really dehydrated. I was used to it because I've gone to 6 years of Warped Tour and
I had
dealt
to
with
take
that
my
shit.
shirt off.
Yeah, he was dehydrated too, and I was like, I'm the only one used to it. But I'm like, hey, even to this day, I'm like, hey, even though we were dying and dehydrated, would you do it again? Would you go to Dallas and do it again?
Fuck
Or here in Houston, they were like, fuck yeah, we would.
Fuck yeah.
And that's what the same.
It's making memories, right?
Yeah, and that's the same thing that we already, I guess, like in agreement of what we want to do now for everybody. And like, for me, or for us, or really, like Saturday was one of those things where, do we want to fucking do it again? Fuck yeah, we want to do shit like that again. So it was just
Yeah,
kind
if
of
you
one of
missed
those
it, it was
things.
very cool. It was cool. Good night, fun. It was cool.
Hopefully somebody put YouTube videos of our shows up.
We
Please, guys.
fucked up so
Please.
bad that night though. I had 3 set lists on the back of 3 posters.
Oh my god.
And we were only supposed to sign 3 of them,
Oh yeah.
and I was just gonna give out those 3 for free.
Yeah.
Then I come to the booth, I'm signing it, and then all of them start signing shit and giving it out, and I'm like, oh fuck, wait a
There we
minute.
go.
So technically,
$300 worth of posters
so
we just fucking gave out.
yeah, it was about $300 worth of posters.
I guess
so,
we got-
hey, you got a free rare
Surprise!
poster.
If you got one, take a picture. and
I
send it to
designed
us.
it. We need a Patreon though, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
for real.
Like,
So that was something very special and limited because
yeah, because now we're like,
that would never
all right,
happen.
2 minutes of free posters.
never
Then after
happen.
that, you gotta pay.
So that was very special from us to you guys, because that shit ain't never happened.
We don't want to charge for the posters.
We don't.
It's just we have to buy more posters with that
Yeah,
money.
bro.
We
But
don't
now-
even
now-
keep the money. We just
That's
use it on other
expensive.
stuff.
Now we know if there's a long, like a bunch of people like that, just like
Single
we love you guys, but
file line.
single file line, from right to left, left to
Have
right.
them
Let's
alive.
fucking do
We
this.
need to buy the fucking red tape, but I feel like a douchebag though.
But,
I feel like such a douchebag if we get that though.
but
Maybe it'll just say suffering on it.
I know.
Suffer in line.
Suffer in line, take a number. Do one of the little number things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be funny.
It's like fucking-
Market.
fucking.
I did wanna. Well,
Oh,
I at some point thought about giving out brownies, but like people would get the wrong
They
idea.
probably would.
I'm like,
I just want to give out muffins or hot
I know, like,
dogs.
what's in the muffins?
Buttons up with the
Just,
muffin.
just flour, flour and butter.
You know the muffins.
Oh shit, flour's another word for something.
Like,
I
look,
can
I'll
never-
buy the shirt, but the muffins. Did you
Bonus,
do
buy something and you
Or
get.
like another band, a Raven Black. No wait, no, I think it was Memory. They had cookies of their band, and they would sell those like a little bake sale, like wrapped in cellophane.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had the cookies, and those cookies were fucking good.
Really? You tried to?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know that. They're in the baking business over there?
We just print our faces on the fucking cookies. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna say that.
So, only the April show that I'm gonna get all the deets out of you guys at some point on camera.
Yeah.
You guys wanna do any shout outs to anybody?
Shout out to my mom for giving birth to me.
Yay! That's
Thanks, mom.
I guess to everyone who goes to our shows, you don't have to go, but you go anyways. And I always say this on our Instagram, which is actually not her, it's actually me saying it.
And now we know who runs the social media.
Oh my gosh.
Right. If honestly, if it wasn't for you guys at all, we would not be doing the shit that we're doing. And like we are super fucking grateful for that shit. Like legitimately, the story that is happening in our album is gonna be fucking insane. The stuff that we're doing on stage will change when the album finally comes out. So our looks will be completely fucking different, and we will put on a even better show than we usually do. So I don't know if you want to say anything.
Thank you so much, guys, for everything. It's still super surreal. You know, and I don't say much on camera. Really on Instagram, really I don't. But I really keep quiet because I know, but I do say.
I love
You
it.
know, and you can hear that. But thank you so much. We love you. I love you deeply, personally. Keep coming back to our show.
Kiss you on the
Keep-
forehead.
No, I'm not gonna do
I thought
that.
that's where we're going.
Stop, I gotta go.
Okay, fine. Mwah.
Alright.
Okay, this was so much fun. These are my new friends. Make sure to follow them. Are you guys on the Spotify?
Yes.
Apple?
Yeah, we're on everything.
All of the things. So check the bio for all of their links. This was fun. Did you guys have fun?
I did.
We did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yay!
Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too.
Yay! Make sure to subscribe, like, follow all of them on all of their social media platforms. I'm
Yes.
excited. I'm so happy you guys did this. It wasn't that bad, right?
Not at all.
No?
Yeah, I better similar. Well, I can't say that.
Shout out to Lucis Creative Studios and Mr. Joseph for putting up with my shenanigans while I film here. Thank you, Joseph.
See you again tomorrow.
Yeah, but you like, golly, I hate you. And make sure to tune in on Fridays at 8 p.m. to the Houston Collective because you can catch the audio replay of all of these podcasts. Super exciting. Yeah.
Killer.
So we're gonna wave and say bye.
Bye.
Look, I got y'all.